So we are going to start with the chapter The Midnight Visitor. Who the Midnight Visitor is actually? Is he someone who is invited? No, Midnight Visitor, because usually the visitors they visit at an appropriate time. Because it was a midnight visitor, so he was not at all a welcomed guest. Then who is that? What the chapter is all about? The chapter is about, you can say, it is about a genius in the field of, you can, spionage. Espionage means the person who's dealing with secret matters. So the person, as he's dealing with secret matters, naturally he is having number of persons who is running after him, and a number of persons who are always after him in order to extract some important information. Yes, this great person in this chapter is Osable, who is having a secret file which is related to the information of some missiles. Okay, but ultimately he has seen a visitor in his room. But how Osable, being a genius, was he really a genius? This you will definitely come to know in this chapter. Yes, of course he is. How he has able to get rid of that visitor with his only presence of mind as well as with his intelligence. This we are going to read in the chapter. And Osable, who is a person who has given a different name to a secret agent. How he has given, because usually the secret agents, as you have seen in a number of movies, in the different kind of serials, you must have seen that what kind of, you can say, attire and what kind of personality is being displayed by a secret agent. Well maintained, active, agile person who is ready to do anything, and who is, you can say, equipped with all, you can say, guns and all, you can say, with all other armaments, and who is always equipped with, you can say, with different kind of, you can say, martial arts. But here Osable, who is not at all fitting to any this kind of, you can say, description of the secret agent, but still he is of course a genius. How is he has turned out to be a genius? How he is able to change this definition of genius? This we are going to read in this chapter. So as I told you that Osable, he is going to be interviewed because he's a famous secret agent. Some writer has come to interview him to ask him about that what are the different reasons why he is able to solve all these, how he is able to solve all these kind of criminal cases. And ultimately, when they have entered the room, switched on the light into the room, they have found another man waiting for him. And who is that man? Of course, he has come to extract some important information from Osable. He has come to extract that important information of us from Osable, and ultimately, what he has done, he has come with a gun. But Osable, he is without any gun, without any ammunition, without any armaments, and still, while talking with that, you can say, with that criminal, with that culprit, he is able to twist the game. He is able to turn the table, and ultimately, that he was able to get rid of that culprit, that person who has come to take that file. But how? This is the mystery that we are going to read in this chapter. So let us read. So open up your books on chapter The Midnight Visitor, chapter number 3. So I'm sharing the screen with you of the chapter so that you will be able to see. Now it is going to be displayed on your screens. You will be able to see. Yes, here it is. Yes. So we are going to read about this chapter, that is The Midnight Visitor. Of course, he's a midnight visitor, and how he's a midnight visitor, this we are going to read in this chapter. So as I told you that this chapter is about Osable. Osable is a secret agent. He's expecting to get very important report. Really, he's a secret agent. He must be dealing with some secret reports only. And another secret agent, Max. And there is another secret agent whose name is Max. He came, he intrudes, he threatens him with a pistol, demanding the report. Does Osable was able to get rid of him there and was able to outwit him? This we are going to read in this chapter. Okay, so how, what has happened? So Max has entered. Okay, who is the another man? Who is the another man who has come to extract the information from our Sable? He was none other than Max, who is of course a secret agent. And how he is able to get rid of him, this we are going to read in this chapter. So let us concentrate upon the books. So how is our Sable different from other secret agents? Very first line of the chapter, it describes that how he is different from other secret agents. Who is Fowler, and what is his first authentic thrill of the day? So what was his first authentic thrill of the day? That is, the first authentic thrill of the day is his encounter, or his, you can say his, you can say being a witness of this, you can say live fight that has occurred between our Sable and Max. So let us start with the chapter. A Sable did not fit any description of a secret agent. Yes, the very first line answers this question, that a Sable is not at all similar to that any kind of secret agent, because we are expecting that a secret agent to be equipped with guns, with pistols, to be very active, equipped with martial arts, but no, he's not at all. Fowler had ever read, following him down the musty corridor. Musty means giving stale odor, stale smell. Corridor of the gloomy French hotel, where a Sable had a room. Fowler felt let down. So Fowler, who has come to take his interview, he has, because he's a writer, and he has come to take his interview, and he was feeling, you can say he was not feeling satisfied. He was also feeling, you can say, strange as well as surprised to see that what kind of gloomy, means not so well lighted as well as well lit room it was, but he was feeling that he is living in such a, you can say, simple hotel, and where he was living, and he where he has, you can say, got his room for a rent. And Fowler felt let down. He felt that he was not a secret agent. It was a small room on the sixth and top floor, and scarcely a setting for a romantic adventure. So, what kind of room he was living in? He was living in a room which was not at all, you can say, well lit. It was also not at all, you can say, so much, you can say, inviting as well as attractive, but a very simple one with gloomy way. So here a Sable is living. Fowler was also surprised. And a Sable was, for one thing, fat, very fat. And then there was his accent. Yes, so what kind of man he was? He was a very fat man. Okay, as he was very fat man, so this was not at all to be digested by Fowler, that how the secret agent, how he is such a fat man. He must be very thin, slim, lean, and he must be very active. And then there was his accent, and see the kind of accent. Accent means the way of speaking. How he is speaking. He spoke French and German passably. Passably means satisfactorily. He was speaking both these languages satisfactorily, means in the proper manner. He had never altogether lost the American accent he had brought to Paris from Boston 20 years ago. But he is speaking both these languages with an American accent. Why with an American accent? It is because of the reason that he has passed, or he has lived 20 years of his life in America, in Boston, from where he has got this accent. And this accent of American language, it was quite visible in his speaking of German as well as French language. You are disappointed, or Sable said busily over his shoulder. Busily means busy sound that has to be produced, that is produced when someone speaks, because he must be having some congestion or some kind of breathing problem. This is the reason. So he was speaking in a wheezy sound. He said, "You are disappointed? You never told that I was a secret agent, a spy dealing in a spionage." Espionage means who is dealing with secret matters. Note down this meaning in your notebooks. What is espionage? Espionage means person who is, it means it is learning about secret matters. You were told that I was a secret agent, a spy dealing in spionage and danger. You wished to meet me because you are a writer, young and romantic, and you envision mysterious figures in the night, and crack of pistols, drugs, and the wine. So he was telling to Fowler that you must be disappointed by looking at this kind of, you can say, surroundings, because you were expecting what you were expecting. You were expecting that here it must be some kind of, you can say, some kind of, you can say, different atmosphere. What kind of different atmosphere? As you have come, as you're a writer, you have come to take an interview, and you are quite writing for these kind of romantic stories in which you must be meeting a secret agent, and where there will be number of pistols, some crack in the nights, some fighting in the night, and as well as some, you can say, drugs in the wine. But no, nothing of that kind he has ever witnessed when he has met Sable. Instead, you have spent a dull evening in a French music hall with a sloppy fat man who, instead of having messages slipped into his hand by dark-eyed beauties, get only a prosaic. Prosaic means which is related to a particular prose. Prose means language. Telephone call, and man chuckled. Chuckle means he laughed to himself as he unlocked the door of the room and stood aside to let his frustrated guest enter. Because even Sable, he was known to this fact that this kind of writer, he was expecting that he must be sitting in a hotel where some, you can say, where some secret agent would come and would hand him over some secret slip getting the message, but nothing of that kind. He was living just as a normal life like that of others. And he was saying, now you must be disappointed to see me here. To see me here means to see me here with this kind of, you can say, setting, as you are expecting that there must be some different kind of setting that you will find yourself in. And with that discussion, he has opened up the door. You are disillusioned, Sable told him. But take cheer, my young friend. Presently you will see a paper, a quite important paper, for which several men and women have risked their lives. Come to me. Some day soon, that paper may well affect the course of history. In that thought is drama, is there not? So he said, but you will not be disappointed that as you have come to a secret agent, and definitely you will get a different kind of, you can say, atmosphere here. What kind of atmosphere? Because here he said that I have come here to get a different kind of important paper. This kind of paper which for which number of people are after this paper. They want that paper, and they want that everyone should get hold of that paper. And he said that if he and many men and women in this secret profession, they have risked their lives to get hold of this paper. And what he said, if you will stay here for some time, you will get this drama definitely. As he spoke, Sable closed the door behind him. He has gone into the room, he has opened the door. While he was talking, he has not switched on the light now. The light was off. So, as he was not able to see into the room, who else is there in the room? So, he has closed the door behind him. Then he has switched on the light. So, when he has switched on the light, what has happened? When he has switched on the light, there was the darkness, it was overcome by light, and then the light came on. Fowler had his first authentic thrill of the day. Authentic means real. Thrill of the day means what was the greatest shock for Fowler. For halfway across the room, a small automatic pistol in his hand stood a man. So what Fowler has seen, that they have entered the room, and what has happened in reality, that in the middle of the room, who was standing? There was a man standing in the room, in the middle of the room, and he was having a pistol in his hand. Pistol. Sable blinked a few times. Sable was not able to expect this kind of drama while entering into his own room, which was locked from outside. How the man get into the room? He blinked his eyes twice or thrice, whether what he has seen is reality or not. Max, he wheezed, means because he was speaking with a whizzing sound. So he said, Max, you gave me quite a start, means you have really gave me a shock, a surprise. I thought you were in Berlin. What are you doing here in my room? He said that I was thinking that you are in Berlin now, but here you are, and this was really a great surprise for me. Why you have come here? And I was expecting that you are going to be in Berlin. Now, Max was slender. So this is the description of Max. So please note down, underline here the description of Max. Max was slender, a little less than tall, with features that suggested slightly the crafty, pointed countenance. Countenance means display of a fox, face of a fox. So he seems to be very clever from his face. He is tall, lean, of course, because he is just like that of any other secret agent. His features were quite sharp, crafty, and he was giving an expression of that of a face of a fox, countenance of a fox. There was about him, aside from the gun, nothing specially menacing. Menacing means that is going to be harmful. And nothing. He is holding a gun. That was the only thing which he was having harmful. But apart from it, he was having nothing harmful in his hands. The report, he murmured. He said, no, I want the report. The report that is being brought to you tonight concerning some new missiles. I thought I would take it from you and I'll be safer, and it will be safer in my hands than in yours. He said, actually, I have come to take that report about the secret missiles. I want that report. I want that report. And ultimately, he thought that this report to be safer in his hands. It means that why why Max has come. Max has come in order to take hold of the secret report that was in the custody of Sable, and he wanted to get that report and he wanted to extract that important information. So now you have got to know what is the reason of visit of Max. Sable was a secret agent who is not at all fitting the appearance of a secret agent. He is quite a fat man, not equipped with any kind of pistols, while of course he was not living in a mysterious way. He was living in a simple room like a normal man. He was speaking French as well as German languages with American accent. From where he has got his American accent? He has got his American accent from America, as he has lived for 20 years in Boston. So when he has entered, so along with Osable, there was a man named Fowler, who is a writer, who has come to interview him. As he is a secret agent, he wanted to know that how he is solving most of the cases, most of the criminal cases. But when he has seen Osable also that he is not like that of any secret agent, he was of course surprised. But when they have entered the room, what they have found, that there was a man standing in the middle of the room. Who was that man? He was Max. Max, who is another secret agent, and he is lean, he is slender, he is thin, and he is having crafty features like that of a fox, giving the you can say giving the look of a fox. And he is so smart that there is nothing harmful while looking at him except the gun that he is holding. So what is the reason of visit of Max into his room? Why he has entered secretly in his room? He has entered secretly because he has come to take hold of the important report about the new missiles, which he is going to have tonight, and he wanted that this report is very important because later on this report it will change the course of history. So this is the reason why Max has entered his room. Next, afterwards, Sable moved to an armchair. So here the you can say here the genius mind of Sable started working. See how he is able to get rid of him. Sable moved to an armchair and he sat down heavily because he is a fat man. He sat down heavily. He was feeling that as if he was tired. I'm going to raise the devil with the management this time. You can bet on it, he said grimly. Means in a, you can say, hot expression, he said, actually, about the management of this hotel, I will definitely talk to the management. Why? And this is the second time in a month that somebody has get into my room through that nuisance of a balcony. He said that this is second time this has happened, second time in this month that someone has entered into my room secretly, and that is just because of that balcony. Now, Fowler's eyes went to the single window of the room. Fowler, who is very active, his eyes immediately went to the side where Osable was pointing. And he has looked at that side that there was just a single window. It was an ordinary window against which now the night was pressing blackly. It was single window in the room, and outside nothing was visible. It was completely black. This is also an important thing here, that why it was completely black. It is because of the reason that nothing was visible outside, and this point, it is going to play an important role in the plan of Forsaber. Balcony, Max said with a rising inflection. Inflection means that is the rise, and you can say up and down in the voice. He said balcony? No, a passkey? I did not know about the balcony. It might have saved me some trouble had I known. Max said, balcony? Outside this room is a balcony. If I had known that there is a balcony, I would not have arranged this passkey with such a, you can say, difficulty. It means that he has also given much of his time to arrange a passkey. With that passkey he has entered into his room. He said, if I had known about this balcony, I would have jumped in from the balcony and entered to your room. So till here we will read today, and from here we have come to know that how Max has entered the room of Osable. He has entered from with the help of the passkey. Okay, but Osable, he has also told him that there is a window, there is a balcony outside this window, and this was known to Max. No, and it is only this thing about which he is going to take the advantage. And that's all for today, and tomorrow we will continue from the same chapter. Okay, and I hope that everything is clear to you. If you have any doubts now, you can ask me.